Yo, what's good, man? This is the NBS Stardom Sidom Show for week 10 in the NFL. Obviously, X is on audio. I'm on audio also, but I will be on visual shortly. But I do got the sports junkie with me on audio right now. What's going on, man?
What's good, baby? I'm sorry, I can't be on visual right now, but hey, I'm here. Hey, look, man, I'm gonna help y'all with y'all lineups, of course.
Okay, and also I got Mr. Wes Parker in the building. What's going on, man?
What up, world? What up, world? Hey, let's get these fantasies up today, man. Hope everybody gets a dub. Let's go, man. Let's get it, Keel.
Obviously, you everybody knows who I am. I am the one, the only Keo, man. That's on every single NBA show. You can check out the latest content on Spotify, on Apple Podcasts, and on YouTube, where yours truly gives the hottest takes in sports and battle rap. With that being said, man, this is the Fantasy Football Show, and we're going to kick things off how we normally kick it off. Your top five quarterbacks to start for today. Obviously, the Bears and Panthers play. I'm pretty sure nobody wanted to start them scrubs. Um, New England, New England, and Indianapolis play today in the early game. The game is still underway. Last time I checked, it was 7-6. I know X was very high on the big bad Mr. Mac Jones. But with that being said, who are your top five quarterbacks to start today, man? Let's go.
Look at him. That dude, that's
Let-
sad. Go ahead, Wes. I'll go after you.
Hey, number five, I got Taylor Heineke. I got him at number five. I like the matchup. Number four, I got y'all laughed at me 2 weeks ago, but he put on a show for y'all, man. He surprised Kansas City. I got Russell Wilson at number four. Number three, I got Jared Goff at number three. Number two, I got my guy C.J. Stroud. Broke records yesterday, last week. Keel was kind of upset with me, but the rookie of the year about to do his thing again. And number one, the comeback kid. Let's get it. I got Murray, man, at number one.
Wow. So you going Kyler Murray out the gate with it on number
Out the
one?
gate. Out the gate. Let's go, man.
Well, well, here's where I differ from you. I do have Kyler Murray, the comeback kid, but I got him at five. I'm kind of surprised you had him at one. I don't know, man. That's tough to put somebody at one that hasn't played this long. But Kyler Murray is talented. His rushing ability does play a factor, so I do have him at number five. Coming at number four, I like Jared Goff, man. Going up against the Chargers. I think that game might be a shootout. We're gonna talk about highest scoring, lowest scoring, I believe. That could be one of the highest scoring games for the day. So I really like me some Jared Goff. Another guy I like, and surprisingly, I like him, but what I'm seeing is what it is. I got Will Levis at three. Going against
Wow.
Tampa Bay. Keo is very critical of Tampa Bay's defense,
Yes,
talking
he
bad
is.
about him.
Yes, he
so
is.
so I think Will Levis could have another big game today. So I do have him coming at number three. Coming at number two, I'm going with Baker Mayfield. I think that Baker Mayfield could have a big game against Tennessee. So that game could be much of a shootout as well. And maybe the highest scoring game. But number one,
Uh-oh.
hey man. Hey
Uh-oh.
man. Wes, man. I tried to get him from you all year. You denied
Uh-oh.
me. You a smart man. I
Hey.
got the rookie phenom, the rookie sensation,
Uh-oh.
C.J.
Oh my
Stroud.
Yes.
Woo!
Yes. I like the
This
way it
show
sounds.
this show is
Yes.
already getting ridiculous right now,
Yes.
man.
Yes, I like the way that sounds, sir.
It's my turn.
Let's go, Keo.
Number five, man. I'm going with Kyler Murray at number five. I think you guys are in the right track with that. Murray definitely could run, throw the ball. You got James Conner back. So I got him at number 5. Number 4, man, I'm going with Brock Purdy at number 4, man,
Wow.
against Jacksonville. I'm not sold on Jacksonville's defense. They get some of their weapons back. Um, this team definitely cannot get on a 4-game losing streak. This team is too good. You got Chase Young there on the defensive side. I'm going with Brock Purdy. I think he will make some plays um, against that Jacksonville defense. I got them at number 4 right now. Number 3, I'm going with Joshua Dobbs at number 3. Talking about an impressive debut performance, that's somebody I like. Number 2, I'm actually going with Derek Carr in that same game. I think
Oh,
with
wow.
no Michael Thomas, I think he'll be looking to target Chris Olave a lot in this game. I think Kamara, anybody that's in PPR type of leagues, you could expect Kamara to catch some balls in the backfield, a lot of screenplays designed for him. So I got him at number 2. And number 1, I'm going with Dak Prescott against the New York Giants. Are you kidding me? You might think I'm biased, but this is a perfect matchup for my Dallas Cowboys. One of the reasons why Tony Pollard is struggling right now because Dallas, they like to throw the ball a lot. And despite on the losing effort against the Eagles, and then the previous game also, Dak has been balling out. He's been going to CD Lamb a lot. CD Lamb has had 100 yards. We'll get to the wide receivers in a bit, but those are my top 5 quarterbacks to start for today.
All right.
All
All
right.
right.
With that being said, man, let's move on over to our running backs. How we got it?
I got Josh Jacobs at number 5. I like the matchup. Uh, I got Mixon, man. We ain't seen too much out of Mixon. With Higgins out, man, I believe we need to start running that ball. Let's go with Mixon. Number 3, I got the opposite of you. Instead of them Dallas Cowboys passing, I think they need to get their running game on track. So I got Pollard at number 3. Number 2, I got David Montgomery, man. I think it's he's coming back off of that injury. I think you know what Lions like to do. They like to pound the rock. So David Montgomery at number 2. And number 1, everybody should have this guy starting in their lineup, Brees Hall. That's
Wow. Okay. You have Brees Hall at number 1. I like it because I like Brees Hall, but I'm gonna have to actually put Brees Hall outside of my top 5, even though I like him a lot. The Jets' offense is just, man, they're terrible. They're terrible. I cannot put them in my top 5. All right, coming at number 5, I got Javonte Williams, man. The Broncos are starting to win games. People are sleeping on them. Even myself, I was like, man, this team is trash after letting the Dolphins score 70 on them. And slowly but surely, I think they're on a 3-game winning streak. They beat the Chiefs, which is very impressive. I'm just here to say, man, the Broncos are coming. I like Javonte Williams. I feel like he's starting to take over that running back position fully, like not like a split carry type thing with all the other backs that they have over there. It's almost his job to lose. So I'm going with him at number 5. Coming at number 4, I do have Joe Mixon. Joe Mixon hasn't had the greatest years thus far, but with no T. Higgins, like Wes said, I think Joe Mixon could have a big game today. So I'm going with him at number 4. Coming at number 3, I like Kenneth Walker. Kenneth Walker did not play well last week. And I know Washington looked good last week. But I just feel like they're going to try to control the clock today with in that game with Seattle. And they're going to feed Kenneth Walker a whole lot. So I'm looking at Kenneth Walker. And he could have been number 1 in my mind, but I did put him at number 3. Coming at number 2, and I'm going to tell you, man, I'm a little concerned about it, but I'm going off of what I've seen. I know David Montgomery comes back, but I got Jahmyr Gibbs. I think that Jahmyr Gibbs, he's starting to be like that new Kamara in Detroit. When I say the Kamara in Detroit, I look at him and David Montgomery like Kamara and Ingram that rookie year. And I feel like once you got towards that back end, middle year, back into the year, that's when Kamara started to take over a little bit. And I think that's the same thing that's going to happen with Jahmyr Gibbs. with David Montgomery coming back from an injury. So I think Jahmyr Gibbs has a big game. But number one, Wes, I think had him at 5. I have him at 1 today. I think Josh Jacobs goes crazy today. I'm playing against him in fantasy. I'm hoping opposite. Shout out to my dog Mike. But for whatever reason, I just think that Mike is getting a lot of lucky things going on right now for him in our fantasy matchup. And I think the luck might continue because I think Josh Jacobs is gonna go crazy.
Okay. All right. Coming at number 5 for me, I'm going with Bijan Robinson at number 5, going against Arizona. I think he's not having the year people expect him to have as a rookie, but I think it's a formidable matchup with going against Arizona. I'm rolling with him at number 5. Number 4, I'm gonna go with Joe Mixon also at number 4. I think hasn't had the breakout game that we are expecting to see, but I think this is the game against Houston. I'm going with Joe Mixon at number 4. Number 3, I'm going to go with James Cook at number 3. Uh, Bills going against Broncos on a Monday night. I got them at 3. Number 2, I'm going with Josh Jacobs at number 2. I think this is a great matchup. He had a solid game last week. Josh Jacobs is actually in the top 5 in fantasy for running backs right now. People don't realize that, but he is. And my number 1 running back to start, I am going with Brees Hall at number 1, based off of, I know that offense is struggling, but when they need something, they do heavily rely on Brees Hall from catching the ball in the backfield. And Brees Hall is in the top 10 when you talk about 10 plus scrimmage yards or more a play. Hall is one of them guys. So I'm going with Brees Hall at number 1. And those are my top 5 running backs to start. Guys like Pacheco, DeAndre Swift, Mostert, those guys are currently on a bye right now for their respective teams. But with that being said, let's go to our wide receivers this week or today.
Let's go with him. I got Pittsburgh number 1 receiver Deontay Johnson.
Oh, wait.
Oh God. Oh God.
Let's go.
I like the matchup. Number 4, I got Christian Kirk at number 4. 49ers secondary to me is like the weakest part of their defense. So I got Christian Kirk. I think he's going to give you that 15, 20 fantasy points. Number 3 is Scary Terry for Washington. I like the matchup over there in Seattle. Number 2 is Keenan Allen. And number 1 is my guy, Amon St. Brown. Let's go.
Oh, I like your number 1 guy. Now you talking my language. You need to trade him to me, by the way. I don't know why you ducking smoke, man. Let me get that boy.
Man. Break bread, man. You know my motto, break bread.
Man, bro, you trying to give me Cooper Kupp, man. I don't want Cooper Kupp, man. Cut that out, man.
Wow. Everybody wanted Cooper Kupp. Now he's putting up 6 points. You know, nobody wants him no more.
I want Ahmad St. Brown. Yeah, send me that trade, man. All right.
Go.
Coming in at number 5, I just said I had Kyler Murray. I got Marquise Brown. I think Marquise Brown, his stock elevates in fantasy football. He's a guy I think that you should trade for at this moment. He's be a great flex play. I'm not running back. A wide receiver, number 2 for sure. I think with Kyler Murray there, Marquise Brown could definitely have a breakout second half of his season. So I'm going Marquise Brown at number 5. Coming at number 4 is just this guy is boomer bust, and for whatever reason, I just feel like the Commanders are gonna hone in on DK Metcalf. I'm going Tyler Lockett. I think Tyler Lockett has a big game. I told you I like Kenneth Walker, but I like Tyler Lockett opposite of Kenneth Walker. I think both of those guys have big games today, so I'm going with Tyler Lockett at number 4. Coming in at number 3, I got Mike Evans. Baker Mayfield, I had him high on my list as quarterbacks. I think Mike Evans, he's one of those guys that can like hit you for like a 30-point game because he's such a big play wide receiver. And I think that he has a big day today. So I'm going with Mike Evans at number 3. At number 2, Wes, you're going to love this. If I have CJ Stroud at number 1, then you know I got to have one of his receivers. I don't think you have him, but that just means that I really believe in him this year as far as the Texans offense is concerned. I got the rookie sensation, Tank Dell. I think
Yes,
that
sir.
CJ Stroud and him connect on some big passes today. They're going to have to do that in order to keep up with Cincinnati. We know Cincinnati's been on a win streak. So I just believe in Tank Dell having a good game. And number 1, like Wes, I've been trying to trade Wes for this guy. I'm going with Ahmad St. Brown. I think he has a monster game today versus the Chargers. And it's one of those games, man, where it might be the highest scoring game on the docket.
Yeah, totally agree.
Where Keo at? Keo ducking smoke? Oh, and while we waiting on Keo, hey, man, Musa, bro, I don't do things for you, big dog. I love you. Yeah, you my dog. But I don't try to look good for you, man. I told you, man, I'm married already. And obviously you don't know much about football, man. Stick to battle rap if you think my list was trash.
Okay. Number 5 for me, I'm also going with Tank Dell at number 5. With no Nico Collins in there. He's expecting to target Tank Dell a lot in this game. I got him at number 5. Number 4, I'm going with the Raiders' Devontae Adams at number 4. I honestly felt like they were going to force feed him the ball last week. I think this week is a great opportunity for them to force feed him the ball. The only thing I'm worried about is he needs to if he's going against the Jets' best cornerback, which is DJ Reed. I think they would have issues. But if Sauce Gardner is guarding him or defending him, I think Devontae Adams will have a solid game. So I got Devontae at number 4. At the number 3 position, I am also going with Amon St. Brown at number 3. I like St. Brown at number 3. Number the number 2 wide receiver to start for me. I'm gonna go with Amari Cooper at number 2. Deshaun Watson's back. I think this is gonna be his 3rd game back since his injury. They got a tough matchup against the Ravens. I actually like the matchup against the Ravens. I'm not too fond about the Ravens' pass defense. I got them at number 2. And number 1, I'm going with CeeDee Lamb at number 1. CeeDee Lamb, 3 consecutive 100-yard game. I think going against the New York Giants, he'll have his 4th straight 100-yard game. So I'm going with CeeDee Lamb at 1.
See, and look, I know you can make the argument what I'm about to say for Ahmad St. Brown, which I'm not mad at, but and you could for sure. But I'm looking at CeeDee Lamb, and I just think he's elite. And we had the conversation about the receivers, and I just think that you start him no matter what. So I agree with you. I think CeeDee Lamb has a big game, but you start him no matter who he plays against.
All right. Let's go to our tight ends now. Who are our top 5 tight ends to start?
Number 5, I have Kyle Pitts.
There you go.
I got him at number 5. Number 4, I got Kincaid for Buffalo.
You're a smart man.
Number Number 3, I got McBride. I believe McBride is gonna come alive with Murray at the quarterback position. I believe McBride is number 3. Number 2, I have Dallas Schultz at number 2. Without his number 1 option, I believe Dallas Schultz is gonna get those catches. And number 1, like you said, he should be starting in all formats from now on. Is Laporta. Laporta.
Your list is not bad. I know what you meant. Dalton Schultz, but I got you though. I know he used to play for Dallas. I got you. But
Yeah.
your list is not. I'm gonna just say it like this. I actually agree with Wes on everybody that he had in his top 5. I have him in my top 5 except for McBride. And it's not because I don't like McBride. I think McBride is a decent start today, just like Jake Ferguson's a decent start. But there's no way in hell I'm starting either one of those guys over Taysom Hill. Taysom Hill gets catches, he gets runs, he throws the football. So for me, Taysom Hill has to be in your top 5. So if I had to rank them in my 5 in my order, I would go Kyle Pitts at 5, Dalton Schultz at 4, Kincaid at 3, and then it would be a coin flip between Taysom Hill and Laporta at 1 and 2. But there would definitely be 1 or 2 for me. So that's my top 5 as tight ends is concerned.
Come on, Keo, with all that heavy breathing, man. Let's go, man. I gotta put you on blast, man. Let's go.
Okay. My top 5 tight end is George Kittle at number 5. I got him. I'm starting him in a lot of the leagues today. I got him at 5. Number 4, I'm rolling with T.J. Hawkins at number 4 for me. Against the New Orleans Saints. I'm taking him at number 4. Number 3, I'm gonna go with David Njoku at number 3. With Deshaun Watson back, I expect Deshaun Watson to have some solid have a solid game. Number 2, I'm going to go with Taysom Hill at number 2. Taysom Hill has been one of their best offensive weapons as of late. And with Michael Thomas gone, despite him throwing bricks at people, I'm gonna he'll have a solid game. I got him at number 2. And my number 1 guy to start, I'm rolling with Dalton Schultz at number 1. Once again, no Nico Collins. So no Nico Collins. So I like Dalton Schultz, take Dell and them guys at number 1. And those are my top 5 tight ends to start. Now let's go to the defense.
My number 5 defense to start this week is the Cleveland Browns. I got them at 5.
True, against Baltimore. Wow, you all in early.
Come on, X, bro. Hey, know your football, man. That's a rivalry game. Go check all the scores, man. They're always low-scoring games, bro. They're always low-scoring games, man.
Baltimore's hot right now. I don't know about that guy.
You ever heard of chin check?
Oh!
Let's go, man.
I hope you're right. I got Cleveland's defense, so I hope you're right.
I got number 4. I got the New York Jets. Number 3, I got the Seahawks. Number 2, I have the Baltimore Ravens. And number 1, Keo Boys, Cowboys. Let's go at number 1.
Hey, man. You got more confidence in the Browns than I do. I feel like, man, Mike just catching a lot of breaks this week against me in the MBS League. I'm on a 4-game winning streak, but I don't love the Browns this week because I think the Ravens have been extremely hot. Okay, but coming at number 5, I'm going with the Saints, man. I think the Saints defense going against Joshua Dobbs. I know Joshua Dobbs played well last week, but I think that the Saints defense is a lot better than Atlanta's. So I think the Saints do well today against Joshua Dobbs. Now, that doesn't mean the Saints can't blow the game because Derek Carr doesn't play well. I'm just saying I think the defense puts up good numbers today versus Joshua Dobbs in Minnesota. So they come in at number 5 for me. Coming at number 4, I got the Buffalo Bills. I know I just hyped up Javonte Williams, but at the end of the day, Buffalo can cause some concerns with as far as Russell Wilson throwing the football. I think he could get picked off a couple of times in this game, so I'm going Buffalo, and Buffalo could score defensively or special teams, which will help their defense and their defensive points today. Coming at number 3, I got the Seattle Seahawks, the same as you, Wes. I think you had them at 3, so I'm going with the Seahawks.
I had them at 3.
Okay, so I got the Seahawks as well. I think, like I said, I believe in Kenneth Walker. I believe in Tyler Lockett. I think the Seahawks get that game pretty much in the bag early, and the defense will tee off on Sam Howell. Shout out to my dog, Reek. I know that's your man's, but listen, bruh, Sam Howell, they can't protect him. And if you can't protect them going up against Seattle, I think Seattle gets a couple of pick sixes, maybe 1, maybe 2, maybe 3. You don't know, but I do think that they're going to score on defense somehow, some way. So I got Seattle coming in at number 3. Number 2, I got the Raiders. I'm opposite of you guys. I think the Raiders destroy the Jets today. I really do. I think that, man, Josh Jacobs, Antonio Pierce is going to have that team ready to go. And I'm going with the Raiders at number 2. But at number 1, come on, man. Hey, I'm not a fan of this team, but come on, man. They get to play against Tommy DeVito? What?
Come on, man. Who is this guy?
Tommy DeVito? If the Cowboys don't blow these boys out, Keo, we're going to have a long discussion on Tuesday night for the MBS show. But I got the Cowboys. I think the Cowboys may score 30 fantasy points today. I really do. I really believe the Cowboys may score 30 fantasy points.
Yeah, I agree with you, man.
All
we
right.
doing,
Number 5, I got the Steelers. Number 4, I got the Seahawks. Number 3, I got the Jets. Number 2, I got the Buffalo Bills. And number 1, I got the Dallas Cowboys. Those are my top 5 defenses.
Oh, you was quick
All
with
right.
it today. Like you ain't even playing with
Let's
it.
go. Let's go, Keo. That's what I'm talking about, man.
Let's go to the kickers. Top 5 kickers.
Top 5 kickers. I got your boy, Keo. Young Koo. How we say that name? Young Koo.
Young Wei Koo.
That's him.
Go, baby.
I'm playing against this kicker. This kicker's always kicking my butt, too. McManus, playing against him against the 49ers. He plays for Jacksonville. Then I got D. Hopkins. I believe Seattle's going to hold Washington to field goals today, so that's why I got Hopkins in there. Number 2, I got Aubrey. I just believe Dallas is going to put up a lot of points, so Aubrey is going to be kicking. And number 1, like I told X, it's a rivalry game, man. Tucker always kicking field goals. I got Tucker at number 1.
Yeah, man. And one thing I will say, normally we have Tucker as an elite guy. You start him week in and week out, but Tucker actually been tripping a little bit lately. I think he gets back to his winning ways, though. I agree with you. I like Tucker in my top 5, but let's start at the bottom of my list. I'm going with Brandon Aubrey as well. The only reason why I don't have Brandon Aubrey a little higher from the Cowboys is because the Cowboys are going to score a lot of points as far as touchdowns. They're not going to be kicking a lot of field goals in this game. I think the Cowboys ball out today is going to be crazy. So I got him coming in at number 5. Coming in at number 4, I got Riley Patterson. I told you, and I can go my man Cameron Dicker at 3 as well. I think that game's a shootout, man. I think the Chargers and the Lions, they score a whole bunch of points in that game. So I'm going to go with them at 4 and 3. Coming in number 2, I got Justin Tucker. I think Justin Tucker, man, he's concerned me a little bit. Is he falling off a little bit? I don't know, but I do think he has a good game today versus the Browns. So I'm going Justin Tucker. But number 1, another game I think could be the highest scoring game of the day. But I just love this kid. This kid has shown that he can make big kicks. He has missed some, but for the most part, he's come through in the clutch for this team. I'm going with Evan McPherson of the Cincinnati Bengals. I think going up against the Houston Texans, that may be a rivalry down the line because Stroud is young, Burrow's young, and we may be looking at this down the line 3-4 years from now. We're like, oh, man, this is a rivalry. So I'm going McPherson to get the dub today versus the Texans in a close game.
All right. my top 5 kickers. Starting at number 5, I'm going with young Jeezy Greg Zerline at
Oh
number
God.
5. Number 4, I'm rolling with Jason Myers from Seattle's. Number 3, I got Evan McPherson from the Cincinnati Bengals. 2, I'm going with Daniel Carlson from the Las Vegas Raiders, and number 1, I like Tyler Bass for the Monday night game. All
Okay.
right, those are top 5 to start. Give me some waiver wire pickups for this week. People should look out for.
Oh, I got
Waiver
it.
wire.
Go ahead, Wes. Go ahead, Wes. I'm
Go
sorry.
ahead, X. Go ahead, X.
Hey,
Go ahead.
man. Hey, Keel was hating on me. But I'm telling you right now, if this boy goes off today, the price tag goes through the window. I'm talking about Keaton Mitchell from the Baltimore Ravens. He went crazy last week. Crazy, crazy, crazy last week. Over 100 yards rushing, touchdown, and all that. Man, I think Mitchell. I would definitely pick him up. I think he's worth the waiver wire pickup. I actually used my first. I was number 1 in the waiver wire. Don't even need a running back, and I was like, I'm not letting Keora West get that guy. Are you crazy? I'm putting that waiver wire in. So I think if you can go get Keaton Mitchell, he's probably the best guy that you can get off the waiver wire right now.
My guy, I'll go with the receiver for Texans, Brown. I'll pick up Brown if I had a waiver wire pickup.
I like that one too. Noah Brown.
Who you got, Keel?
Okay, I'm going with Irv Smith, tight end Cincinnati Bengals. I actually picked him up last week, and he scored a touchdown for me. With the wide receivers banged up, I know they just confirmed that Jamar Chase is playing. No T Higgins, so I think that's a player that you look up for. I'm also going with wide receiver Kyle Phillips from the Tennessee Titans.
Not
Treylon
mad at
Burks
you.
out for the season. Former UCLA star, pretty solid. He's a second year receiver. He caught all 3 targets for 24 yards in week 8. So I like him. And last but not least, I also like Keaton Mitchell. Also, over the past 3 weeks, Gus Edwards has been the running back. He's averaging 22.1 points PPR a game, rushing 2 touchdowns a game. But I think uh Edwards is a boom or bust for me, man. So like he's a hit or miss. I think Keaton Mitchell could be, that next guy up for a lot of fantasy owners. So I got him as a top waiver wire pickup. Okay, I'm gonna name some players, and you're gonna tell me if you're gonna start them or you're gonna sit them. All right, let's start off with our very first player for today. We're gonna go with Alan Lazard from the New York Jets.
That's a sit for me, man.
Hey, I just told y'all, man. I think that game gets ugly. Now, granted, that could help him because some garbage time points, but I'm definitely sitting Alan Lazard.
Okay, I'm also sitting him also. I think he's gonna be targeting. I think he's gonna be targeting Garrett Wilson, and he's looking for Brees Hall in the backfield a lot. So I'm definitely gonna sit him in this game. All right, the next guy we got up is Jamal Williams from the New Orleans Saints.
That right there, it all depends if what league you're playing in. If you're playing in a 16-team league like the NBS, and you got people on bye, I would start them. If you're playing in a 10-man league, I would sit them.
Nah, I'm sitting in regardless. I just think I know my boy I lost his name that fast from TCU. The running back. He's out today, but you still got Alvin Kamara, bro. Alvin Kamara, he's the man, bro. He's the guy that's gonna get majority of the touches. You're looking for the only way you play Jamal Williams if he's gonna get a touchdown on the ground scoring, like at a goal line. But I just don't see that. I just think that Kamara takes up too much of the carries, and then not to mention, you still got Taysom Hill. So Taysom Hill may get the rushing touchdown over him. It's too risky, too dicey for me this late in the season. I would bench him.
Yeah, I'm also gonna bench him also. Kamara gets a lot of the production. You're talking about the plays, this guy's average. It's crazy. The only time I could see um Jamal Williams get an opportunity is goal line opportunities. So I'm gonna sit him. All right, let's go to a running back in the AFC, Gus Edwards. You starting him or sitting him?
I'm sitting him.
Wow.
Sitting him, bro.
I'm starting Gus Edwards. There's no way on earth I would start Jamal Williams over Gus Edwards. I know Cleveland has a good defense. I get it. And there's no doubt about that. And I know Lamar Jackson could steal some touchdowns from Keaton Mitchell. We just talked about all that. But on the goal line, Keaton Mitchell's more of like a, change of pace running back. I'm not saying he can't become the guy over there, but Gus Edwards is still going to get some carries. Keo just gave you the numbers of what he had the last 3 games. There's no way I can sit Gus Edwards. At least, even if you don't like the matchup, even if you think that Keaton Mitchell may be the guy, there's no way you can't start Gus Edwards in your flex.
He gave you 2 points last week. You going to start that?
Hey, man, I'm starting
You
that.
starting 2 points? All right.
3 weeks? That's 1 week out of 3.
All right.
Yeah, going against the Cleveland defense, I'm also sitting him, and I can't afford to start him during this time of the fantasy year, so I'm definitely sitting him. All right, let's go 2 more. We're gonna go with quarterback Jordan Love. We starting him or sitting him?
I'll sit him. I'll sit him this week.
The craziest thing is I just have a feeling about Jordan Love this week. I was looking at Romeo Doubs. I have him on my bench, and I'm like, man, maybe I should start Romeo Doubs over Cole Kmet. Maybe I should, but I ended up not doing it. But something's just telling me, I don't know what it is. I just feel like the Packers are going to play well today. I would actually start him.
Yeah, I would start him also. They're going against the Pittsburgh Steelers. I think he'll get at least 12 to 15 points, maybe even 17. I think that's good enough for a quarterback like Jordan Love. So I'll definitely start him. All right, last but not least, we all picked the Dallas Cowboys as the top defense. So are we starting or sitting Saquon Barkley?
If I drafted Saquon in the first round or second round, that's a must start every week. If he's healthy, he's in my. I better have some good backup if I will start him.
All right, so what Wes just said, I'll kind of tell you a little bit what I just did in Cupid's League. Shout out to my dog Cupid, man. I got Saquon Barkley, and I am starting him because I think that he touches the ball too much for you to say you're not going to start him. That is just crazy. You can't just say I'm going to sit Saquon Barkley. But in that same sense, I will tell this. I would actually trade Saquon Barkley if I could. I sent a guy, we just talked about my guy, me and Wes. I sent a guy straight up, Saquon Barkley for Ahmad St. Brown. And he needs a running back. So I know he's probably going to look at that and say to himself, he going to give me Saquon Barkley? Absolutely. You could have him. I wanted Amon St. Brown because I kind of need a receiver. So I was like, it makes sense for both of us. But yeah, if you could trade Saquon Barkley for, let's just say, a Josh Jacobs, a Brees Hall, Joe Mixon, I would definitely go that route because it's gonna be tough for the Giants to get off with my boy at quarterback. I just don't see him making enough plays for the defense to respect him. So they're gonna key in on Saquon Barkley. So I would start him, but if I could, I would try to trade him more so than just sit him.
Yeah, I would sit Saquon Barkley going against the Cowboys defense. It's going to be very tough for him. You know, he's their only offensive weapon right now, so it's going to be tough for Saquon to get any type of fantasy production. So I'm sitting there. All right, on to the last topic before we go to, our stud, dud, that sleeper of the week. We got to cover this because this week, for a lot of leagues right now, it is the fantasy football trade deadline. So this is it before you can't trade no more. So the trade deadline is coming up. Give me one player people should trade for in fantasy football right now.
You want me to go first, Wes?
Go ahead.
Easiest question out there right now. I know Keo's gonna be like, oh God, he's gonna be like, man, I knew X was gonna say that. Listen to me. So anybody tuned in, if you have a friend that plays fantasy football, listen to your boy. The number one guy you should trade for, and I would trade Saquon Barkley for him in a heartbeat. Devon Achane of the Miami Dolphins. Listen to me. DA2K, I keep telling people this kid is for real. He is for real, and he's coming back next week. Listen to me. That is the guy that can save your fantasy season this year. I believe this kid is big time, especially in the offense that Miami has. Mostert, I'm not saying it's going to lose all his carries, no, but DA2K was putting up monster numbers with Mostert playing. So just imagine if he takes over majority of the carries. It's going to get spooky. It's going to get spooky for a lot of fantasy owners. I'm telling you right now, if there's one guy that I would trade almost anybody in the NFL for, it would be DA2K.
My guy, I'll go with. He's MVP of the league last year.
Oh no! Don't you say it.
I'll definitely put him on. I'll go with Patty Mahomes, man.
Oh, okay. I thought you was going to say something else.
All right. Yeah, that's how I'll go with Patty Mahomes. I'm all high on CJ Stroud, but if that's one player I could trade for, I ain't got to worry about no quarterback no more. Patty Mahomes would be my guy.
You're on mute, Keo. You're on mute.
There you go.
Okay, my bad. Okay, a guy that I would trade for. I'm going with Dak Prescott. A player that I would trade for. You look at his last 3 games. 26, 35, 31. They're throwing a ball at a high rate. You look at the and he's already had a bye already. You look at the remaining schedule that he has. He has the New York Giants, Carolina Panthers, Washington, Seattle. So I like Dak Prescott, a player to start. He's definitely affordable. His value ain't high when you compare to other quarterback you may looking for, like somebody else, Mahomes. You're gonna have to give up a lot for him. Like someone like Josh Allen, good luck getting him. Dak Prescott, you could definitely afford Dak Prescott, and you wouldn't have to give up much for him. And he's playing pretty well also. So I'm going with Dak Prescott for a player you should trade for. All right, really quick, we got a question from somebody from Blurpy on YouTube. He says, "Are you guys starting Kyler Murray or Trevor Lawrence?"
Kyler Murray.
Kyler
Trevor
Murray.
Lawrence going up against the Niners. Yeah, I'm going Kyler Murray easily.
Yeah, Kyler Murray. It's a safe start. Lawrence going against a front seven that's really good. One more question. He also said Jay Ferguson or McBride from the Arizona Cardinals.
Hey, let's tag team and let's go with McBride, man.
Man. Oh, man. I'm going to go Ferguson because
That game's gonna be a blowout. The defense is
it,
gonna
it will
score
be,
all the.
it will be, but this is my thing. I'm
Go ahead.
looking at it. McBride and Kyler Murray really don't have the chemistry, I feel. Because last year, if you remember, Murray was playing with Ertz. And I think that I would be a little concerned about that. So if I like both plays. It's not that I don't think McBride can be good. I just think Ferguson may get a touchdown in that blowout. So I'm going to go with Ferguson.
Yeah, I'm going with Ferguson. Dak likes to go to Ferguson a lot. Even with the game was a blowout, and Dak likes to throw the ball a lot. Majority of the time, it is going to Ferguson. So especially on the third down conversions. So I'm going with Ferguson. All right, let's move on over, and we're going to our sleeper of the week this week. Who is it going to be?
My sleeper of the week is actually Kyle Murray. That's who my sleeper of the week is.
I like that one. My sleeper is same game. I'm going Marquise Brown. I really think Marquise Brown goes crazy today. For whatever reason, I should have traded for him during the week. I wasn't thinking.
I was trying to be honest. Keel was on the phone. It didn't happen.
But I think Marquise.
Can't trade with Duke, man. Duke ain't giving him up.
Yeah, bro. I think Marquise Brown's gonna have a good game today.
All right. My sleeper of the week, I'm going with Keaton Mitchell for the sleeper of the week. I think he'll take a lot of production from Gus Edwards. So I'm going with Keaton Mitchell for my sleeper of the week. All right. Let's go to our dud of the week. Who is it going to be?
Tommy DeVito. That's my dud of the week.
Man, I'm gonna say this, man, and it hurts me to say this. It's not about Tommy DeVito. Is kind of like we know that's gonna be a dud. If he does, and if he scores 10 fantasy points, that's a dud for you. I'm going Saquon Barkley, bro. I think Saquon Barkley has a horrible game today. I don't think he gets to 10 fantasy points. I should bench him in my league that I'm in and just roll with somebody else. But yeah, I'm going Saquon Barkley.
All right, my dud of the week. I'm going with David Montgomery as my dud of the week. I know he's returned, but the way Jahmyr Gibbs has been playing, I'm taking it. I like Jahmyr Gibbs. I'm giving Jahmyr Gibbs a start if I'm Dan Campbell. And I just don't think he's gonna excel well in that game against the Chargers. So I got him as my dud of the week. All right, last but not least, the stud of the week. Who is it gonna be?
Dallas Cowboys defense. Stud of the week.
Hey, bro, I'm not even mad at you for saying that, dog.
Easy money. Easy money.
That's how many points you think he'll give you?
Shit, would they put up 30 or 40 about 3 weeks ago? Around that range, 25, 30 points.
All right, I'm going with Ahmad Rod Julian Hero J. St. Brown.
Oh, my. Don't jinx me, X.
Hey, I think he goes crazy today. I'm thinking 25, 30 fantasy points easily. Man, Wes, before the game starts, for a trade him, you could use him for the week. Let me just get him.
Hey, I might trade him to your boy for AK, man. You're so high on AK, so hey, what you got?
Hey, man, we gonna see what's up, man. Hey,
let's go.
Oh no, not. Hey, you can't get my dog DA2K.
Easy money.
Nobody can get that boy from me. That's my number one guy.
Easy money. Let's go.
It's all good, but I got Amon Brown, bro.
Go ahead, Keo.
All right, my stud of the week. I'm going with Justin Herbert as my stud of the week this week
With the hurt
against
finger.
the Detroit Lions. Huh?
He has a hurt finger.
What would you say?
He has a
Got
hurt
a
finger.
hurt finger.
Yeah, but he's been playing through that finger since
Yes.
the Dallas Cowboys game.
Mm-hmm. He didn't look great last week, though. That's why I said that.
Justin Herbert. I think they're at home, coming off a win. I think he'll go, throw for 300, at least 3 touchdowns. So that's my stud of the week. With that being said, man, let's wrap things up and go to our shout outs.
All right, we shouting out. Go ahead,
I'll do it first on all of them fronts. All right. So lowest scoring game of the day. Well, let me do my highest scoring. Obviously, you know where I'm going with this, Wes. I'm going with the Chargers and I'm going with the Lions. I think that game is going to be ridiculously high scoring. The game that I would have went low scoring, and it obviously ended up being, I'm not just making that up. If we would have talked about it earlier and we would have been on here earlier, I would have went Patriots and Colts. It ended up being low scoring. But I'm going to go to 49ers and the Jaguars. I think both of those teams' defenses are pretty good, and I think they kind of hold each other down there under 20.
Gotcha. I have a high scoring the same as you, Lions and Chargers. And real quick, my lower scoring is Raiders and Jets. That's my low scoring. Okay. Go ahead, Keel.
My lowest scoring game is the Browns and Ravens today, and my highest scoring is going to be the New Orleans Saints and the Minnesota Vikings. That's my highest scoring game.
Okay. Well, I'm going to give my shout outs now. Shout out to my dog.
Let's go.
Bumpy. Shout out to my dog, Musa, man. Hey, Musa, real quick, bro. I know you asked the question, so I want to answer the question. I think Texas A&M was a year too early. They had a great recruiting class, and I think they should have waited to see with Jimbo. I think they should have waited at least one more year, try to get a new offensive coordinator, maybe a new defensive coordinator, something. But to move Jimbo on, you're losing a lot of money. I know Texas A&M don't care because they have a whole bunch of money, but I would have waited at least another year. Jimbo's not a bad coach, man. It's just that they're a tough conference. You got Bama, you got LSU, you got Ole Miss, you got Georgia. I mean, it's just a tough situation. I wouldn't have fired Jimbo this year.
Then next year you got two more. You got two
more right?
teams coming in, huh?
Yes. So, yeah, I think it was a little early. But shout out to Keo, shout out to Wes, man. I'm sorry I couldn't be on visual, but I will be back next week on visual. And I'm going to give you all that fantasy knowledge. Mike, bro, you're getting lucky this week. You might pull one out because, man, my team, man, I'm nervous. But good luck, man.
All right, my shout out to the whole NBS staff and crew. Let's go, man. Turn up. This one's who's dear to me. Hey, my baby girl turns 19 years old today. Sydney Parker. Pops love you, man.
Happy birthday.
Hey, congratulations on that managerial job too.
Happy birthday.
19 years old, man. She's grinding, man. 2 jobs in college, man. What could I ask for? But hey, I'm blessed. Hey, let's pray for the world for peace and love, man. Shout out, like I said, to the NBS show, man. Let's go, Keo.
All right, man. Shout out to both you guys, X, Wes. The NBS show this Tuesday. I'll make sure you tune in for that. NBS Uncensored later this week. I'm gonna be dropping some interviews this week. We're gonna be talking about we're also gonna be talking about Homecoming 2 that's coming up, man. They got Murder Mook versus New Jersey Twerk. They also got Sirius Jones versus Geechee Gotti. They also got I can't say it. But with that being said, man, check out for that. Check out the latest news on the MBS platform. But with that being said, man, This is the MBS Stardom Syndrome Show. Good luck to your fantasy team. Hopefully, we help you out. But with that being said, we'll see you guys next time. We out.